Well, hello everybody. It's Mr. Wally, the Children's Department here at the Medford Library. How are you doing today? You know, every time I see you, I just want to show you different parts of our library here because there's so much wonderful stuff here that I just can't wait for you to see when you come back. Today, we're sitting in the graphic novel section. I love this bulletin board that old Miss Janet had done one time long ago. On the board it says, it's a book, it's a comic, it's a graphic novel. What's wonderful about graphic novels is that they have stories and then they have pictures. And those two things together kind of work magic in your brain. And you really get a chance to not only visualize the story, but kind of experience the action and the adventure in a different way than you do with a chapter book. I think that these are just as important as any other book we have in our collection because they're fun, they're great when you're just learning to read or if you're an advanced reader. What's really wonderful too about graphic novels is that as you grow up, you can find them not only here, but upstairs in the teen room and in the adult collection as well. I've been reading comics and graphic novels now since I was a little boy. So I really feel that these are just one of the great parts of our collection that you should experience next time you come in. I have a bunch that I want to kind of show you. I'm going to read a little bit of each, this little stack. But there are others I want to show you really quick before we go. But let's start out with a real simple one. I love this series. It's called a Toon Book. And what's wonderful about them, they've gathered all these illustrators from all sorts of wonderful places. And the books are broken down into different levels of ease of use. So some of them are really simple, one page, one panel kind of experiences. This one's called Benjamin Bear in Brainstorms. They're very jokey and they're a lot of fun. And I have to probably explain this one more because there's really not a lot of words to it. This particular panel is called Fetch. Benjamin Bear throws a stick, off go the two little dogs, and what happens? Well, the little dog got the stick and the big dog carried the little dog back to the finish. I just love this. Anyway, this one's called Solution. Benjamin Bear is standing underneath an apple tree, and he's stretching and he's saying, too high. So he decides to kick the tree. Dun, 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 dun. All the apples fell from the tree. So what does Benjamin Bear do? He stacks them up so he could reach the apple that he couldn't reach when he was standing on the ground. And let's go ahead and, one last one, the date. So Benjamin Bear is standing underneath a clock and he's waiting for his friend to come by. An hour passes by, another hour. Oh, it's starting to rain. Another hour, and his little bouquet of flowers starts to grow. Another hour goes by, and the rain keeps falling. Another hour goes by, and so finally his friend shows up, and he doesn't have a little bouquet anymore. He has a big bouquet. And the stories go on and on like that. What I love about this one right here, it's a simple gag. It's called The Package. And the bird comes by and said, "What's this?" "It's a package for Rabbit." "How long will it take to get to him?" said the bird. "Maybe 2 or 3 days." And so the package sits and sits. 2 days later, here comes Rabbit. "Hey, a package for me." I just love this series. I really highly recommend Toon Books. Look in our catalog for those. I think you'll find a lot of really wonderful stories and artists that you'll love with Toon Books. This is another one from that series of Toon Books. And this one is called Written and Drawn by Henrietta. This is a little more of a story. So let's go ahead and jump into it. This one is by Liniers. Do you have some color pencils at home? I love using color pencils. Fellini, look what Mom gave me. A box of colored pencils is as close as you can get to owning a piece of the rainbow. What do you think of the title, The Monster with 3 Heads and 2 Hats by Henrietta? Hats off, said his little friend, the cat. It's nighttime in Emily's bed. I'm scaring myself. Sometimes when it's dark, Emily gets scared. And she's looking at her little bunny. Will you sleep with me tonight, my favorite? And she hears in the background, creak, creak. What's that noise? And it's funny to think that she's writing the story, she asks herself. Creak! What are those noises, my favorite? Creak! Creak! Thump, crash, boom! The noises are getting closer! And the cat says, Henrietta. And Henrietta says, ah! What do you think, Fellini? Oh, nothing, forget it. Suddenly a mysterious hand comes out of the wardrobe and then a mysterious foot. In a good story, there's always something that happens suddenly. And now the plot thickens. A head came out of the wardrobe, and then another, and another. Good evening, little miss. Emily was terrified. Do you see what I'm seeing, my favorite? But who are you guys? And the author asks, good question, Emily. Huey, Dewey, and Louie Bluey. The 3 heads answer. How's the story coming along? Asked Fellini. Thinking up a new idea is always the hardest part. Do you think you would like to find out what happens to Henrietta and Fellini in this story? Come on by and pick this one up. I think this is a great, great read. Another series that we have, it's a lot of fun. This one's called Johnny Boo. Johnny Boo is simple and happy-go-lucky reading. Johnny Boo zooms to the moon. Let's find out about Johnny Boo. I like it when you read my book. Me too. Now, don't write your name in our book. It has a space there, but if you buy one of the Johnny Boo books, then you can do that. Chapter 1. Are you ready to zoom to the moon on your new skateboard, Johnny Boo? I'm ready, Squiggle. Then brace yourself. This is going to be amazing. Straight to the moon. 3, 2, 1, zoom! Ha ha ha! Zoom, zoom, zoom. Are you having fun yet, Johnny Boo? Or is it too scary, too fast? Should I zoom slower, Johnny Boo? Johnny Boo says, actually, we're not really zooming that fast at all, Squiggle. We're just kind of zooming perfectly still. Oh. Hey, why don't you try using your squiggle power? Okay, Johnny Boo, that might actually work. Good idea, squiggle power zoom! Squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. Yeah, nope, it's not working, says Squiggle. I can do it! Roar! Squiggles never give up! Hey, we're starting to move. You're really doing it. Keep pulling, Squiggle. I can almost taste that moon ice cream already. Me too, Johnny Boo. Huff, huff, huff. Well, here we are at the beginning of chapter 2, and it looks like they haven't gotten to the moon yet. Hey, but the stars see him. Isn't that Johnny Boo? And he's sleeping on his skateboard, and he's snoring away. The stars are saying, yep, I think so. What's he doing? It looks like he's riding his skateboard. Cool, said the stars. But really, he's sleeping. I've never seen anyone ride so slowly. Yeah, check it out. Johnny Boo's an awesome skateboarder. I bet he knows a zillion cool tricks like that, said Johnny Boo. Actually, I think he's asleep. What? That's a silly skateboard trick. Let's wake him up. I'll tickle his foot. And so one of the stars, how do stars do that? I don't know. Hello, are we there yet? He says to the stars. Is this the moon? No, Johnny Boo, it's a skateboard. Oh, you were doing a sleepy skateboard trick, so we woke you up. Hey, no yawning, say the stars. Night is no time to be a silly sleepyhead. It's time to play with us, Johnny Boo. Sorry, guys, I guess I fell asleep riding my skateboard to the moon. But you'll never get there with those silly circle wheels. I won't? No way, Johnny Boo. Well, what shape should they be? Should they be square? No. Triangle? No. I can't pronounce this this word here. What do you call it? Whatchamacalligon? No, Johnny Boo, to go to the moon, you need star-shaped wheels. Hooray! Oh. And Squiggle says, I think you need to check out Johnny Boo Goes to the Moon, or Zooms to the Moon, to find out if he gets his moon ice cream. Another book that's part of a series is called Narwhal, Unicorn of the Sea. If he thinks so, I think so. And he says, Narwhal is really awesome. One day when Narwhal was out for a swim, he found himself in new waters. Whoa, what are you? Me? I'm Narwhal the Narwhal. A narwhal? Yep, a unicorn of the sea. Are you real? The last time I checked, are you? Am I what? Real? Yeah, I'm a jellyfish. Jellyfish? That sounds funny. You've never heard of a jellyfish? Nope. And you don't look like any fish I've ever seen, and you don't look like you don't look kind of jellyish. I'm sure, because I have an amazing imagination. I can't believe this. The thing I'm imagining is imagining that it is imagining me. So there's the jellyfish and narwhal. The jellyfish cries out, prove it. Prove what? Prove you're real. Can you prove that you're real? And the jellyfish comes over and stings narwhal. That tickles, but it still doesn't prove you're real. I could be imagining that tickles. You could imagine anything. Yep, pretty much. Look, things like you don't exist. I mean, what is up with that horn? It is actually more of a tusk tooth. Then why is it coming out of your forehead? Because I'm awesome like that. It is pretty awesome. Thanks. Hey, I know what you are. A jellyfish? An imaginary friend. We're friends? Sure thing, cool. Well, you might not be real, but I think you'll be a real good friend. Want to go eat waffles? Sure. I think you need to check out Narwhal. There's a whole bunch of his books, just like Johnny Boo and so many of these others. And I think you want to find out whether or not he's going to go off and have waffles with his new friend, the jellyfish. I have a few more I want to show you. I keep finding books by Toon. This one is called The Secret of the Stone Frog. And we won't go too deep into it, but it's a beautiful fantasy. And it is all pencil and ink. And it's a story of a brother and a sister finding their way back home again in this beautiful imaginary land. The artistry is fantastic. This is probably one of my favorite discoveries. This is The Secret of the Stone Frog. For those of you who like playing Pokemon, we have a ton of Pokemon adventures. These read a little differently because these are Japanese books, and they read from back to front, and they go the opposite way. You gotta read down. It takes a little bit to master, but I think you'll have fun. And if you like one, we have a ton. Not only Pokemon, but all sorts of other manga. Other books that I think are equally wonderful. Hergé's Tintin. They're a little bit old school. What I mean by old school is they were written, oh goodness, going back 80, 90 years ago now. And the illustrations are fun. The adventures are incredible. But I think that sometimes you almost want to have a big person help you with some of the history or some of the words, because some of the stories are a little rich, but they're still pretty fantastic. There's also really a wonderful series, probably one of my favorite in the whole wide world. The Guardians, not the Guardians. This one's called The Legends of the Guard. The Mouse Guard is what I was referring to. This one is pretty fantastic because all the characters and all the stories that show up in the Mouse Guards, they get different authors and illustrators to tell even more stories. Adventure, daring do, there's scary parts, there's stuff to make you laugh. Legends of the Guardians. And then speaking of Guardians, there's something as simple as, books that are based on Marvel movies, like Guardians of the Galaxy. There's some, right, like one that's called Sparks. It's a lot of fun about this mechanical dog that does incredible adventures, and illustrations are really rich. Simple books like Bug Boys. This one reminds me a lot of the Johnny Boo. And the story's pretty digestible, I would say, for those of you who are in school. And this one right here, Castaway on the Letter A, another Toon book. And the comic artistry is just fabulous. What's wonderful about graphic novels is that you can pick them up and set them down. You don't have to spend hours and hours like you would with a chapter book. They're a lot of fun to share, and they're a lot of fun to come in and explore. Again, like with our beginning reader books, you can start with almost any one of these and work your way up your reading ladder. So come in and check out our graphic novels and experience art and story and the magic of a good comic. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you very much for coming, and pick up some graphic novels. Put them on hold in the catalog. Bye now.